I'm going to tell you a story about a very special bird. We call this bird fairy peacock. In English, a fairy is the beautiful magic little girl who can fly. I guess English people think this bird looks magic like a fairy. In Chinese, we call this bird 八色鸟 or a color bird because it has 8 colors. This special bird comes to Taiwan in the summer, and Wuben near Dongdiao is its favorite place. One good morning, a beautiful green dove was sleeping in her nest. It was early in the morning. Other birds were singing in the Wuben forest. The dove woke up and smiled. She stood up and looked out of her nest. She heard a new song that she hadn't heard before. She looked around for the bird that was singing. She looked down, and there she saw a very beautiful bird flying around. The bird had many bright colors, and when it flew, the colors on its wings shone like magic. The beautiful bird landed close to the dove, and the dove said, "Hello, who are you?" The beautiful bird answered, "Hi, I'm the eight-colored bird." "Oh," said the dove, and then she asked, "Where do you come from?" The beautiful bird replied, "From far away. I come from Borneo Island in Southeast Asia." "Wow," said the dove and added, "I have never seen a bird like you before." The beautiful bird replied, "That is because there aren't many of us left." "Why?" asked the dove. "Because we have no home." "What happened to them?" asked the dove. The dove and the eight-colored bird talked for a long time. The eight-colored bird told the dove how all the forests have been cut down, and now there is almost no forest left. The eight-colored bird told the dove how all the forests have been cut down. "This is very sad," said the dove. She stopped for a moment, and then she said, "Why are people so greedy? They are not the only one who live in this world. There are only about 4,000 eight-colored birds left in the world, and half of them come to Taiwan. Because it is such a rare bird, they are lost in Taiwan and around the world to protect it. If you hurt, catch, or kill an eight-colored bird, you can get into trouble." I feel very excited knowing that such a famous bird lives in the nest. There are so few left because people cut down the forest where they live. This special bird comes from other countries to come to Taiwan. We must try to help this bird and keep it safe because it belongs to the whole world, and we just have it for a few months. Please tell your friends and families to save the forest and help this special bird come to Taiwan in the summer each year. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
时间4分28秒。2号请上台。
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm number 2. Today, my story is The Secret of Work. The Secret of Work. Once upon a time, there lived a king in southern India named S.R.C. He was very curious about his kingdom. One day, he called out a group of countiers. He said, "Go and find how the people are in my village, and bring the person who knows the secret of work. For one condition, each person you meet shall not know that I sent you." The countiers don't understand the way and walk away. They think of it for the whole night. Each of them comes up with an idea and share it with each other. But they all agree on the plan of grabbing the most clever person among the other counties. The very next day, they dress up like chameleons, arranged a bowler card, and went around. First, they saw a woodcutter cutting down trees. They come up to him and asked him, Do you like this job, sir?" He replied, "No, I do this job because this job comes from my ancestors. I was forced by my parents to do it." The countiers said goodbye to the woodcutter and walked away. While traveling further, they saw an angry washerman. They decided to talk to him. One of them said, "Sir, we come from Eastern India. We're new to this place. We're here to find our friend Ram who lives here nearby. Could you please tell his address?" Then he replied, "Are you mad? You just see what I'm doing? I'm doing this idiot job." The countiers continued and asked, "Do you like this job, sir?" The washerman replied again, "No, when I was small, I didn't show any interest in studying, and I never listened to my parents. So I become a washerman. To feed my family and earn a living, I do this job." The countiers apologized for disturbing and walked away. The countiers comes up with an idea of quitting this job and send a message to the king that no one in the village knows the secret of work. Suddenly, they saw a small hut with 3 candles and 5 lamps. One man studying science. They called him a school. The countier asked the lecturer the same question. The lecturer replied, "I love this job. This job makes me feel satisfaction and happiness to educate these uneducated students." Hearing this, the countiers bring him to the king. The king appreciates him knowing the secret of work. He was given an award. He becomes the best teacher in the village. Soon, a big school was built. Okay, now here comes the one. One should always feel passion and interest in your own work. If you want to achieve greater heights, believe in yourself. Thank you for your listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'd like to share my story with you. The first time I realized who I was. It was an ordinary day, and I woke up from my dream in the early morning. However, I was totally overcome by the haunting fears after seeing a horror movie about vampires. I could feel the strong wind outside of the window and the weird atmosphere around me. I didn't feel comfortable, but I still got up. Time for breakfast. My lips were dry, and I needed something to fill up my tummy. After my meal, I walked to the garden and enjoyed the sights and smells of the pretty flowers. Then the sun came out of the black clouds and made the flowers shine brilliantly. The garden looked more elegant and colorful under the sun, but my body didn't seem to like it, and I couldn't feel any comfort though the sun shone on me. I was supposed to feel warm, but my heart beat faster and faster, just like a fire coming closer to my chest. I couldn't even breathe well. That afternoon, I went to the shopping mall with my friends. The air conditioning was pleasant. However, an unusual thing was that I could sense every move, every act, every smell. And I could even hear every murmur become so sensitive? How come I have such a keen sense of hearing? I was really tired during the day, though there was still sunny outside. I could only feel the cold. I've never been like this before, so I thought I should take a nice rest. Maybe every weird thing that happened today would just be a dream. However, the later it got, the more energetic I became. I couldn't fall asleep. What could I do? This dark night, I began to recall all the strange and suspicious things that had happened today. I became afraid. I started to doubt myself. Who am I? What am I? What happened to me? Many possibilities came to my mind. I started to look for information. I respect. I finally find an old legend about a creature that has similar situation. The pages, the sentences look familiar. Flaming cold, unnatural taste for the sunlight, heightened sensitivity, and a feeling of discomfort. It continued. They are nocturnal animals that do almost everything at night. They have ivory skin and eyes that none can resist. The last one hit me like a ton of bricks. That blood. Scared, I let up and ran to look in my chest mirror. My skin was pale. My eyes discolored. Then I looked at my neck. 2 tiny holes. Scared, my eyes rolled up.
Hey everyone. Today I'm going to tell you a story about the snow child. An old man and his wife lived together in a little old house. They loved each other, but they were not happy. They wanted a child. They wanted a little boy or a little girl very much. They watched the boys and girls like a big snowman. The man said to his wife, "Let's go outside and make a snow child." "That will make me happy," said his wife. They measured body, they measured head, they added eyes and a nose, then a mouth. "She needs hair," said the old man, "and a dress," said the old lady. "She's pretty," said the old man. "Very pretty." "Yes," said the old lady. And she kissed the snow child. The snow child came to life. She moved her head, then her arms, then her legs. The little girl said, "I am a child of the snow. I come from the cold. I am born by your kiss." They carried the little girl into their house. The old woman sang and the snow child danced. "Here is your bed," said the old woman. "It's time to go to sleep." But the snow child said, "No, I cannot sleep inside. I must always sleep outside." And out she went. She slept outside on a bed of snow. And every night, the old man and the old woman made sure she was safe. The snow child played with the boys and girls next door. He made many things out of snow. In spring, the snow began to melt. Everyone was happy, but not the snow child. "What's wrong?" asked the old woman. "Are you sick?" asked the old man. "Nothing is wrong," said the snow child. But she grew sadder and sadder every day. One morning, the snow child said, "I must go." "Why?" cried the old woman. "Don't go, please. I
3分19秒，多1分。
Good morning, everyone. I am Storm, and now I'm going to story Snail's adventure. Snail lives in a little place where nothing fun happens. He always feels bored and wants to have some fun. I'm bored. What a boring day. Snail thinks about what to do and he decides to go for a walk. I'll go for a walk and see if there's something fun happening. Snail says to himself. It starts raining when Snail is taking a walk outside. Oh no, it's raining, says Snail. Then he takes out his umbrella. I'm glad I bought my umbrella. Just then, a big wind comes and blows the umbrella. It picks Snail up and he falls into the water. Help, help, someone help me. I can't swim, yells Snail. Snail friend fish comes to help when he sees Snail is in trouble. Don't worry, Snail, I can help you, says Fish. Fish swims under the snail and pushes Snail into the top of the water. Snail is happy his friend came just in time. Okay, Snail, jump off now. I can carry you forever. Hey, I can jump. I'm a snail. I'm not a frog, says Snail. Spider comes by just in time. She sees Snail and the fish are in trouble. Don't worry, Snail. I'll throw you my web and put you up, says Spider. So Spider throws her my web and puts Snail up. Thank you, you just saved my life, says Snail. Anytime, now you can come to my barbecue party, says Spider. You are so nice, Spider, but barbecue on a rainy day, says Snail. Yes, it's a snail barbecue, haha, says Spider. Spider really happy to get us a big meal. Oh no, Spider is going to eat him, yells Snail. Bad Spider, you can eat my friend, says Spider. Haha, I like snail barbecue, says Spider. Just then, Snail friend dog Wong Wong walks by. Dog sees Snail is in trouble. He wants to help, but he can climb the tree. Don't worry, Snail. Hang there, I'll get help, says Dog. He runs as fast as he can to find his friend Bird. Bird, come to help our friend. Spider is going to eat him, yells Dog. Okay, I'm coming. I'll save him, says Bird. Bird flies as fast as she can. She arrives just in time and bites the string of the web. Bird catches Snail before he hits the ground. Then she takes Snail to a safe place. Thank you, Bird. You just saved my life, says Snail. Thank you, Bird. You saved Snail's life, says Fish and Dog. No problem. Friends help each other, says Bird. Everyone is happy now except. What an exciting day. Being bored is not so bad, says Snail. Everyone laughs and laughs. Thanks for your listening.
3分43秒，后分，请7号同学8号预备。
To tell you a story called The Day of the Bad Haircut. The Day of the Bad Haircut. Tony had a mother, a father, and a brother named Beth. She had a nickname, Beth, called Molly already. Beth called Molly sis. To Mom, Molly was sweet girl. One day, Mom said, "Sweet girl, your hair is a mess. You need a haircut." But Molly said, "No, I like my hair the way it is." 1 week later, while Mom was cooking, Molly's hair was short. Ow, they hurt. Sweet girl, will you please let me cut your hair? And Molly said yes. Quickly. Grandma's gloves, slippers of hair fell to the floor. Mom cut a little more. Quickly, and a little more there. Click. Well, until you see you should. Moody, you look so cute. It's too short. Success, she suddenly spoiled for some time. Follow him wherever he went, and the impressive seeing all the good work he did. His talking gave to church, and with the children in hospital, helped old people. Finally, he had a fully developed better flight ever, a flight that would free him from monsterhood forever, and leave that good unspeaking boy scared stiff. However, when he went to frighten the boy, there came into his mind the imagery of all the people the boy had helped. The master decided to leave the boy alone because he realized that all his good work was without price. And if he did the boy any damage, he would be responsible for him not being able to help more people. At that exact moment, the chief fairy appeared and rewarded the master's good attitude by turning him back into a boy. And that boy, who had been so badly behaved, became very kind, and a good friend of the boy he had been about to fight to death. Thank you so much for your listening.
2分49秒。
Today my story is Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed. Who was Johnny Appleseed? Was he just in stories? No, Johnny was a real person. His name was John Chapman. He planted apple trees, lots of them, so people call him Johnny Appleseed. Johnny was young when America was young. Back then, many people were moving west. There were no towns, no schools, and not many houses, and there were no apple trees. He wanted to make the West a nicer place to live. So Johnny got a big bag. He filled it with apple seeds. Then he set out. Johnny walked some days and weeks, on and on. Soon his clothes were wrecked. He had no shoes. Snow came. Did Johnny stop? No. He made snowshoes. Then he walked some more. Spring came. Johnny was out west now. He stopped by a river. He dug a hole. Inside, he put an apple seed, and he put dirt over the seed. Someday, an apple tree will stand here. Johnny set out again. He had lots more seed to plant. One day, a big black bear saw Johnny go by. It did not hurt Johnny. Maybe the bear knew Johnny was a friend. The Indians were Johnny's friends too. They showed him how to find good plants and roots. Where did Johnny sleep? Under the stars. The wind blew. Owls hooted. The stars blinked down at him. Many years passed. Johnny planted apple trees everywhere. People started to call him Johnny Appleseed. One day, he came back to where before. There were apples, red, round, ripe apples. People made apple pies, and apple butter, boiler bread, and apple cider to drink, and children had apple trees to climb. It was all thanks to Johnny Apples. Thank you.
My house. This is my pet. Both took mom and dad. He is smart. He can say my name. Listen. First open the jar. The fly flew out. Flies can be pets, said they. Flies are pets. He got the fly sweater. The fly friend bird, and bird came to rescue. You are right, said they. The fly is smart. He needs a nap, said Mark. Bird thought for a minute. Fly guy said bird, and fly guy said bird. It was time for lunch. Bird gave fly guy something to eat. Fly guy was happy. Bird took fly guy to the amazing pet shop. Ha ha ha, the judges laughed. Flies can be pets, they said. Flies are pets. Bird was sad. He opened the jar. Phew, fly guy. Flies can be pets. But fly guy liked bird. He had an idea. He did some fancy flying. The judges were amazed. The fly can do tricks. They said, but flies can be pets. Then fly guy said, birds. The judges were more amazed. The fly knows the boy's name. They said, but flies can be pets. Fly guy flew high, high, high into the sky, and he dipped down, down, down into the jar. The fly lost his jar. Then the judges said, the fly is a pet, so they let fly guy in the shop. He even won an award, and so began a beautiful friendship. Thank you.
3分16秒。
请上台。第二次，12号同学请上台。第三次，12号弃权。再来13号同学请上台，14号同学请准备。
Hello everyone, I'm number 13. My name is Cindy. Today I want to tell you a story named Hansel and Gretel. A long time ago, Hansel and Gretel are brother and sister. Hansel and Gretel's father is a woodcutter. Their stepmother is a homemaker. One day their stepmother says, "We have no more fruits, what can we do?" "I will cut more wood and you can buy more fruit," said the woodcutter. Hansel hears their parents are talking, so he goes back to the room. "Wake up, Gretel, we have no more fruits." "No more fruits, so what can we do?" asked Gretel. Hansel says, "We have to find more wood." They walk into the forest. It's very quiet. Gretel is scared. "How can we find our way home?" asked Gretel. "Don't be scared," says Hansel. "I have some breadcrumbs. We can throw them as we walk." Some birds are in the forest. The bird sits and eats the breadcrumbs. "Yum, yum, yum." Hansel says, "We have a lot of wood. We can walk home." They walk and look for the breadcrumbs. "Oh no," says Gretel. "There are no more breadcrumbs." Gretel cries. "Now what can we do?" asks Gretel. Hansel and Gretel are lost into the forest. "I am cold," says Gretel. Hansel lights a fire and falls asleep. Hansel says, "Wake up, Gretel. I am hungry." "I'm hungry too," says Gretel. "I want to eat some fruit." They see a candy house. "Wow, I see a candies and chocolate," says Gretel. "Now we have a lot to eat. Yum, yum, yum. I want to eat the chocolate door, says Hazel. I want to eat the candy cane window, says Grace. Who is eating my chocolate door and who is eating my candy cane window? Asked the old woman. Oh, we are sorry, but we are very hungry. I am Grace and this is my brother Hazel. The old woman says, you look thirsty. Come in and drink some water. Hazel and Grace drink the water and fall asleep. The old woman is rattling a witch. She puts Hazel in a cage. The witch wakes up Grace and makes her light a fire. Is the storehouse? Asked the witch. Come and look, says Grace. The witch looked into the store. Oh no, I am on fire. The witch ran away. Come, Hazel, shows Grace. We can run away. Grace, Hazel says, I see a lasso gold. We can use it to buy fruit. They tell the goat and run out the house. The woodcutter and his wife says, Hazel and Grace. Hazel and Grace, they share. Hazel and Grace says, we have a lot of gold. We can use it to buy fruit. The father says, it is good to have your home. They are very happy. Thank you for
During this time, the sun shined very brightly. The people were always very tired because they didn't sleep well. The trees were faded because of the hot weather. Only the big snake, who was a witch, could make the night. She was a very big snake. She was a very big snake inside a cup. She kept the knife on the bottom inside a coconut. She always enjoyed seeing the people very tired and asleep. She said it's interesting. It's good for my eyes. Thank you, everybody.
好，来，时间是
1分31秒。
1分31秒。好，再来13号同学请上台，14号同学请准备。
Cindy is a poor girl. She is an orphan. She lives with her aunt and cousins named Jen. Cindy is fat. Her head is small. Her mouth is big. Her ears are big too. But she is nice and kind. Cindy's aunt and cousins are dead. Clean her house, says aunt. Yes, says Cindy. Wash our clothes, says Cindy's cousins. Yes, says Cindy. Cindy is busy all day long. Her clothes get old and dirty. Even so, she still is hardworking and never complains. One day, there is a big party in the castle. The prince wants a wife. Many girls are invited to go to the party. Cindy is dirty and she can't go, says aunt. Right. We are beautiful, so we can go to a party. But Cindy is fat and unpretty. The prince won't like her. She can't go with us, says Cindy's cousins. Oh no, very nice. Cindy is very sad. Suddenly, a fairy comes out. She says, you are not beautiful, but you are kind. Let me help you go to the party. Then Cindy shows up in the party. She is wearing a beautiful dress and black shoes. She is not dirty and stinky anymore. Her face is full of smiles. I like to eat. I like to play. I had a brother and a sister. When it was our Parents, today's Mom's birthday. We want to make her something special. We go to the river for Mom's kids. Our picture is on the laundry. Oh, so hungry. I want to eat a ghost, he says. Look, I see an apple tree. I want to eat, he says. Oh no, please don't eat me, Mr. True. Here comes my sister. She is big and pretty. You can eat her. You're right. You can go now, he says. I'm lucky. Look, I see some flowers. My sister says. She walks up the bridge. Our bridge just stop. Stop. I want to eat, he says. Oh no, please don't leave me, Mr. True. Here comes my brother. He is big and cool. You can eat him. You're right. You can go now, he says. I'm lucky. Look, I see some cool stones. My brother says. Walks on the bridge. All the just stop. Stop. I want to eat, he says. You are a mean adventurer. Watch out! Ada! My brother says. The frog falls into the water. Yeah, we have been for money. Mommy, I have some eggs for you. Mommy, I have some flowers for you. My sister says. Mommy, I have some cool stones for you. My brother says. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Mommy. Happy birthday to you. I love you, Mom. Thank you.
Nancy. Okay, said Horton, since you insist. Go fly and take vacation. I won't leave until you're back. I mean what I said. But, and soon it was winter and came with a terrible storm. Heavy snow fell on Horton's body and the tree. But he kept sitting and said with a sneeze. I'll stay on my egg and I won't let it freeze. I mean what I said. But Nancy, by this time, was enjoying the sunshine in Palm Beach. She didn't want to go back at all. Finally, the whole winter flew, and then came the springtime, but with trouble anew. All animals left him. Hey, look, old Horton thinks he's a bird. Besides friends left, poor Horton had to face the burden of death. While he sat there, 300 came suddenly behind. Horton heard the voice and turned about with a shot. 3 rifles aiming straight at his heart. Did he run? No, he held his head and said, shoot if you must. I won't run away. But the hunters didn't shoot. They stared with wild eyes and said, look, can such a thing be? An elephant hatching an egg. They decided to sew him to a circus. Poor Horton had to face the burden of death. While he sat there, poor Horton had to people trip.
报告，麻烦请2、3、
A while trekking from
6年级以上各班派1位小朋友到健康中心领取尿液标准筛检用
They
品，
were so
再报告
the whole
指
town
示。
spent
麻烦请2、3、4、5、6年级各班派1位小朋友到健康中心领取尿液标准筛检用品，报告完毕。
要同学请准备。
Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about a story, The King's Last Mist. Once upon a day, the king was in a hurry as usual. He said good night and blew a royal kiss to his son. But it missed. The prince watched it rattle around the room, then out of the window and into the night. The prince told the queen told the king, and the king had a great word with his loyal knights. The king told him, follow that kiss. The knights mounted his horse. Finally, they came to the wild wood. There were many terrible creatures sleeping. It was dark, it was snowing, and it was snowing. They were not alone. There were big bears, swooping owls, and a lot of wolves with jiggly mouths. Suddenly, with a sparkle, the royal kiss came floating by, and in turn said goodnight to everyone. All animals were quiet. They stopped their actions and slept. So the knight and his horse sat down on the old tree trunk to rest. At the same time, the old tree trunk twitched and slowly rose into the air above the woods and into the clouds. At last, they found themselves staring into a pair of giant nostrils. A dragon with his that would be nice for breakfast eyes, near frenzy, as then suddenly with a sparkle the royal kiss came floating by and flew right out the dragon's nose. He sat up, sniffed, and sniffed. Then he opened his mouth, took a deep breath. Achoo! They tumbled through the dragon's nose. Come back! They follow the kiss and catch the kiss. I want to pick you up and kiss you goodnight. Slowly, they all made their way back to the castle. That night, the prince was happy, the queen was happy, and the king promised to stop always being in a hurry. He made sure everyone was comfortable and slowly read them a bedtime story from beginning to end. Almost. That's all for today. Thank you.
好，来，时间是
3分21秒。
3分21秒。来，17号同学请上台，18号同学请准备。
Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer. Today I'm going to talk about a story, The Happy Little Frog. The Happy Little Frog. Every night, the happy little frog would invite all of his friends who lived near the pond to come and sing a concert. They sing happily. The water in the pond is very clear and clean. Green leaves and red flowers, stems bending in the wind. Pink flowers smiling. Listen to us sing, see us laugh. This is a happy home. But one day, the pond was very silent. All of his friends suddenly weren't there. What had happened and where had they gone? The little frog felt very strange. outside. A small turtle drank the dirty water in the pond and got a very bad stomachache. The small snake came to complain. The pond has become dirty. There is garbage everywhere. Swimming here is not comfortable, he said. The big flower fish angrily said, there are more and more fishermen, and all of my friends have disappeared. So I have to think about moving. The little frog heard them talking, and his heart felt very upset. He didn't like to see the small turtle sick, and he didn't want to see the big flower fish move. Suddenly, the smart little frog stopped up and ran. He said, quickly, everybody come with me. The little frog wanted to use a big water lily leaf to collect all the garbage. He asked everybody to help clean the pond, collect the garbage, and make everything spotless. They wanted to return everything to the way it used to be. There was really a lot of garbage in the pond. They filled leaf after leaf. It was not easy to clean the pond, but they did it. After a couple of days, there was a sign beside the pond. It said, no fishing allowed. Wow! The little frog was very happy. Because of this, the big flower fish wouldn't have to move away. When the pond was cleaned the way it was before, the little happy frog could again sit on the pond and sing happily. The water in the pond is very clear and clean. Green leaves and the red flowers stand standing in the wind. Pink flowers smiling. Listen to us sing. See us laugh. This is a happy home. That's all about my story. Thank you, everyone.
Today, I'm going to tell you the story. A red house with a star inside. Once upon a time, there was a little boy who was tired of all his toys and tired of all his play. What should I do? He asked his mother. And his mother said, you should go on a journey and find a little red house with no windows, no doors, a chimney on top, and a star inside. This really made the little boy wonder. Which way should I go? He asked his mother. And his mother said, you should go on a journey and find a little red house with no windows, no doors, a chimney on top, and a star inside. But I don't know where to find a little red house with no windows, no doors, a chimney on top, and a star inside. Go down the lane past the farmer's house and over a hill, said his mother. So Johnny and his mother went for a walk. They saw Johnny's friend Jenny dropping rock. Do you know where I can find a little red house with no windows, no doors, a chimney on top, and a star inside? No, says Jenny. But maybe Farmer Jones knows that. So Johnny and his mother walked until they came to Farmer Jones. Johnny asked him, do you know where I can find a little red house with no windows, no doors, a chimney on top, and a star inside? No, says Farmer Jones. But I bet my grandma knows. She has lived a long, long time, and she knows most everything. They went to see Grandma Jones. She was rocking back and forth in a rocking chair on the front porch. Johnny asked her, Grandma Jones, do you know where I can find a little red house with no windows, no doors, a chimney on top, and a star inside? Go into the orchard and use mystery, says Grandma Jones. So Johnny went into the orchard, The wind was coming down the hill as the little boy came up. As they met, the wind was turned about and went along, singing beside the little boy, in whistle in his ear, and pushed him and dropped a pretty leaf into his hand. I thought, thought the little boy, if the wind could help me find a little red house with no windows, no doors, a chimney on top, and a star inside. Mr. Wind was blown so hard that an apple fell down onto Johnny's back. This is what we've been looking for, shouted Johnny. They cut it open, and inside was a star. Johnny and his mother walked home and showed Grandma Jones, Farmer Jones, journeying the apple. Then each of them ate a piece of the apple. It's a wonderful journey for Johnny and his mother. That's the end of my story. Thanks for listening and have a nice day.
好，来，时间是
10分05秒。
10分。
Hey everyone! Today I am going to tell a story about the fisherman and his wife. There was once a fisherman who lived with his wife in a poor little hut close by the sea. One day, as the fisherman went fishing, a big fish got caught, and the fish asked the fisherman to let him go. Let me live! I am not a real fish. I am a magician. You can talk? Oh, don't worry. I don't want to have a fish that can talk. So, he just let go of the fish. Then, he went home and told his wife the whole story. Did you ask for something? No. What should I ask for? What should you ask for? You told us if we have everything. Go and tell the fish we need a comfortable house. So, the fisherman went to the fish, and he was embarrassedly told the fish they need a comfortable house. Okay, go home. She is in the house already, said the fish. So, the fisherman went home. What a good house, said the fisherman. Yes, it's good, but it's not enough. Go and tell the fish we need a great castle. A castle? Why? Don't you think we should be contented with what we have? Nonsense! Do what I say. So, the fisherman went to the fish again. Oh, dear magician, my wife had changed her mind. She wants a great castle. Okay, go home. She is in the castle already. When the fisherman went home, he found his wife in front of a big castle with a great garden and a lot of servants. From now on, we can live happily forever, said the fisherman. Perhaps so, said the wife. The next day, the wife told the husband, Husband, I don't want the castle. We shall be the king and queen of all the land. No. We shall be the lord of the sun and moon. Yes, that's how that works. Why should we be the lord of the sun and moon? Don't you think we had enough? Do what I say. So, when the fisherman went to the shore, the wind was strong, and the water was fiercely. He was frightened to call the fish. Well, what does she want now? My wife said she wants to be the lord of the sun and moon. Men are too greedy. Go back to your little hut, said the fish. So, the fisherman went home, and the castle was gone. All they had was their former little hut. The ancient Greeks has a famous saying, nothing over much. Even a good thing may lead to undoing. We should recognize when enough is enough. My story is over.
跟国小部，好，没有超过就好了。那个祭司乐那个叠音字。
每一位选手的比赛时间是3分30秒到4分30秒，少于3分30秒或者多于4分30秒都要扣分。你的比赛完之后，计时人员会跟你讲你用了多少时间。你比赛完了，可以留在这边，也可以离开场地。但是要离开场地之前，要等这个在比赛这个小朋友下台的时候才可以出去。好，那我们就开始。好，1号请上台，2号请准备。
Ladies and gentlemen, jocks and fellow students, my name is Becky. My number is number 1. I'm happy to be here today. I'm going to talk to you about don't do things that exceed your limit. Don't do things that exceed your limit. Once upon a time, the fox was talking to the wolf about the strength of man, how no animal could withstand him, and how to protect himself from him. The wolf answered, if I could see a man just once, I would attack him. I can help you to do that, said the fox. Come to me early tomorrow morning, and I will show you one. The wolf arrived on time, and the fox took him out to the path which the huntsman used every day. First, an old soldier came by. Is that a man? Asked the wolf. No, said the fox. He has been one. Afterwards came a little boy on his way to school. Is that a man? No, he will yet become one. Finally, a huntsman came by with his gun on his back and a sword at his side. The fox said to the wolf, look, there comes a man. He is the one you must attack. But I'm going back to my den. The wolf then charged at the wolfman. When the huntsman saw him, he said, too bad that I have not loaded with the bullet. Then he aimed and fired a shot into his face. The wolf showed an awful face, but did not let himself be scared. Then and attacked him again, on which huntsman gave him a second hit. The wolf swallowed his pen and charged at the huntsman again, who in turn drew out his sword and gave him a few wielding with it left and right, so that, bleeding all over, he ran back, howling back to the fox. Well, brother wolf, said the fox, how did you get along with the man? Oh, replied the wolf, I never imagined the strength of man to be what it is. First, he took a stick from his shoulder, and then something flew into my face. It tickled me terribly. Then he thrust once more into the stick, and it flew up my nose like lightning. Then, when I got next to him, he drew a rib out of his body that he bit me, that he almost killed me. See, why you ever do that? Said the fox. I never imagined. Everything has two sides. Don't take everything, it's so simple. This is my speech. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a good day. Thank you.
3分36秒。
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to tell you a bunny's tale. It was quite chilly as Bunny Longears skipped along a boy's trail. Suddenly, he stopped. He thought he heard someone calling. He listened carefully and looked around. He saw nothing, but as he started off, he again heard the faint cry. Please, will you help me? Oh dear, so Bunny. The forest is full of danger. I should go straight home. But this is such a strange thing. I'd better look into it. So he turned back and headed toward the boys. The bunny soon approached a deep pit. A cry came from the bottom of the deep hole. Please, will you help me? Who are you? What do you want? Asked the curious rabbit. See for yourself. I have fallen into this cold, dark ditch. Would you please help me out? Well, I'll have to see about it. Come out where I can look you over, said Bunny Longears. The creature moved into plain view. I'm just a little garden snake, he grinned slyly. I can see right through you. You're no garden snake. You're a cold-blooded killer snake. You're nothing but trouble, and everyone knows it. Look for others' help. And he turned away. But wait! The serpent urged. One as intelligent as yourself should see fit to help me. Intelligent? Smiled the rabbit. Most intelligent. Surely you know I mean no harm. I only ask a favor. What favor? The bunny. A simple one. Just look through the grass and find a strong stick. Then kindly lead me out of this miserable pit. Afterward, we can see one another as friends. I really shouldn't. But maybe I'll look after you just at least once. So he found a stick and lifted the ugly snake out of the pit. My! You look disgusting! Yes, and you look delicious. Delicious? But I thought... Don't be surprised, said Reptile. You knew I was trouble when you let me out of that hole. What happened to Little Rabbit? I cannot tell. I didn't dare look up. But learn a lesson as you look at this simple tale. When trouble comes, just keep moving and never look back. Thank you for your attention.
3分33秒。
补充一下，3分30秒的时候。
Good morning, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. Today, my story is about Bruno's mythology, the origin of the rabbit. In a Bruno village, there was a couple, Pima and Isus. They were always left for their poor hunting and winning skills. Though sad, they still worked hard and tried to get everybody's recognition. One morning, Pima took his stove and followed the others to go hunting. All of them were holding their breath and aiming at the animals with their bows and arrows, trying to hunt their game. Suddenly, a better-aimed arrow shot by Pima startled the animals and made them run away at once. The others were furious and scolded him relentlessly. While they were hunting, the women in the village were busy weaving clothes. In front of the house sat Isu at one of the looms weaving clothes. Somehow she just couldn't retract and felt very upset about herself. A Bruno woman suggested that she should ask for the help of the chief's wife, Tana, who was a great weaver. Isu decided to be Tana in the village. However, when Isu entered Tana's house, she found no one was there. She then walked around and spotted a piece of beautiful multicolored cloth on Tana's living room. Isa took it back home immediately because she wanted to show Pima this breathtaking masterpiece. When Pima came back empty-handed, to his surprise, he found Isa waiting for him with a piece of multicolored fabric on her shoulders. He asked Isa if she made this wonderful piece all by herself. Isa then told him everything. When Pima heard that, he was shocked and started to yell at her fearfully. Meanwhile, Tana discovered the clothes was missing and began to scream. Everybody else rushed out to see what was happening. Tana said, "Someone stole my clothes! My beautiful clothes!" Then the village woman said, "The thief must be Jesus." I saw her come out of her house with something in her hands. Hearing this, Tana and the chief decided to catch the captain. At the same time, Pima knew that they were in big trouble and tried to run away from the village. They ran and ran and ran, followed by angry villagers. The couple were frightened and exhausted, but there was no turning back. Suddenly, the hawks appeared in front of them and helped them escape because Pima never killed any of them.
Tender grass in the fields, drink the clear water from the streams, and gallop in the lush green pastures. So they sent out for a wise man to see if he would solve their problems. The wise man thought and thought. He agreed that they were too hard and he wanted to help the donkeys. He contemplated for a while and then he came up with a brilliant idea. The wise man decided to paint the donkeys so that no one would know that they were donkeys. He went out to find some paint. In just a matter of minutes, he returned with 2 pails of paint. One pail was filled with white paint, and the other was filled with black paint. The wise man began to paint the donkeys. First, he painted them white, and then he painted black stripes over the white paint. When he finished painting, the donkeys did not look at all like donkeys. He looked at his masterpiece proudly and believed that no one would recognize them. He named the painted donkeys zebras. The zebras thanked the wise man and went back home. There, no more bothered them, and they didn't have to work. However, other donkeys spotted them and asked them what had happened to them. The zebras told them their secrets. The other donkeys all rushed to the wise man and they pleaded with him to turn them into zebras. The man thought painting more donkeys. As he did, more and more donkeys came. The man could not paint fast enough. Soon, the donkeys became impatient. They began to kick and stir about. Out of the blue, they knocked over the paint pails. There was no more paint left. The painted donkeys ran off to become zebras. As for the unpainted ones, they had to return to work because of their impatience. This is why donkeys and zebras roam the earth. And this is also why it is important to be patient. This is the end of my story. I hope you enjoy it. Have a nice day.
4分30秒。
5号，请上。
Ladies and gentlemen, judges, I'm number 5. Today my topic is a terrible day.
when it comes to taking exams. Everyone has unforgettable experiences. I'm no exception. For me, exams represent an array of different emotions: happiness, excitement, and frustration. Today, I want to tell you about a particular final exam I had to take. On the eve of the final exam, I stayed up to study. I kept dozing off, but I still tried my best to focus on my textbook. I wanted to be prepared. I didn't go to bed until 1:30 a.m. The next morning, my alarm rang, but I ignored it. I continued to sleep. Oh my God! Before I knew it, it was already 7:30. I had overslept, so I had to grab my school bag and run all the way to school. After a long run, I arrived at my bus stop. My bus had left, and I had to run quickly to school. When I entered the school bell is ringing. As soon as I saw my teacher's facial expression, I felt nervous and frightened. When I entered the classroom, I was totally out of breath. Well, still, I was 5 minutes late. When my teacher gave me a shaved look, I quickly sat down. All of a sudden, I was shocked to see that my pencil box was empty, and I had worn a pair of slippers to school. Although I feel embarrassed to talk during an exam, I had no choice but to borrow a pen from my classmates. Finally, I finished my test. I feel disappointed and frustrated. Suddenly, one thought occurred to me. The key to success was my attitude. From that point on, I stopped waiting until the last minute to study, and I stopped staying up late to study. As long as I prepare my exam every day, I will achieve my goals. To sum up, if I want to succeed, I have to stick to my objective and never give up. Thanks for listening.
3分50几秒。
Right, good. One night, after I finished my school assignment early, I found myself with nothing to do. So I turned on the television to look for something entertaining. But the comedies or cartoons I was looking for were not any of the channels. Only some soap operas. How boring! I stayed with the side, so I turned off the TV and walked over to the bookshelf. I took a book on the shelf with Little Red Riding Hood on the cover. I skimmed through it quickly and said, "Wow, what a dull fairy tale!" Then I put it back in its place on the bookshelf, turned off the light, and got into bed. All of a sudden, a bright light filled my room. I couldn't tell where it came from. It seemed to come from everywhere at once. It began to hurt my eyes, and I had to squeeze my eyes tight to keep myself from being blinded. my grandma is sick and bad with the flu. Someone needs to go to see how she is. But I'm too busy to go today. Could you go visit her for me? Of course, I answered. Just before I left, she gave a cake with a red hood. She said, "It's cold outside. Put it on." Suddenly, I had a shocking thought. Oh my goodness! If I turned into a little girl I read in the fairy tale. Then I picked some apples from a tree in our garden and put them into the basket I was carrying for her. I decided to take a shortcut to Grandma's house through the woods behind our house. As I was walking deeper and deeper into the trees, it got darker and darker. I started to feel a little bit scared. I was startled by some elves and rapidly full of bushes toward me. I began to walk more and more slowly, more and more carefully as I went along. Suddenly, I heard a big voice shout, "Hey, what are you doing?" Oh, guess what? It was a wolf. I felt so strange that he could talk. He said, "Hey girl, where are you going?" I felt too scared to answer properly. I stammered and eventually said, my grandmother's house. He laughed loudly and said, "Don't, girl, I'm not a bad guy. Just want to get the apples in your basket." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Then the wolf began to rip his fur and rip his skin. Oh, guess what? I expected blood and guts and not a nice experience. But instead, I saw my grandma. She said, "Happy birthday," and began to laugh. After I got over a shock, I began laughing too. Both of us thought it was very silly. Ouch! I shouted. Something was hitting my head. I opened my eyes. In front of me was Mom. She screamed, "Wake up! It's already 7 a.m. Go be late for school." Oh God, was so a dream? Unbelievable.
12 Do you believe in ghosts? Do you want to know about that? Do you? Oh yes! Today, Kiki will tell you the scary story. Some people believe in ghosts, but we don't. One night, we walked through the forest on a dark night. We pray hide and seek there. The thunder went back. We guys were scared and ran through the trees as fast as we could into a house at the edge of the wood. The night was cold. The wind howled through the trees. The house was dark and spooky. Collected like a bee. Where do the sounds come from? I asked. In the cellar, said my friends. Let's check for clues, I said. I went down to the cellar. The stairs creaked. I heard drip, the drip, the drip, the from a leaky pipe. But that was all. And then I heard another sound. Click, collecting. I looked around.
I need a quiet place to write. This place is perfect.
Do you know who the vampire is? He's an actor. Are you scared? Don't worry. It's a scary but fun story. Thank you for listening.
3分21秒。
9号请上台，10号请准备。我们在10号选手之后休息5分钟。
Good morning, everyone. My number is 9. My story is The 7 Silver Bullets. The head ranger colonel was about to retire. Who will be the successor to him? The candidates were Killian and Max, who was in love with the colonel's trouble. The winner will be chosen with shooting contest. Killian defeated Max once, and Max lose again when he get married with Victor. Life will be everlasting. What a good shooter, huh? Pedro was laughing at Max. While other people laughed, Casper handed him his guns, pointing to an eagle circling far untied, and told Max to fire it. But shot from his dizzy height, the bird fell dead. Casper explained he had shot with a chance bullet. Such bullets always hit what the shooter will aim to. If Max would meet him at midnight, he would get bullet, so they easily could win. Mac was convinced by 7 Max's bullet, for he saw the tail would be from Wolf's bed. People believe there was a evil spirit in the woods at midnight. Though Mac was very scared and overwhelmed by the spirit of his mother to abandon his plan, he still one day nothing could stop him. In the meanwhile, Casper, who had sold his soul to the devil, said, "I bring you Victor. Please give me 3 more years, please." He planned to turn Max as a victim to save himself. Cruel Max, he didn't know Casper's evil plan. The time arrived for the contest. Max was astonishing all onlookers by his skill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 5 6 of his bullet and only had 1 left. In fact, 6 of his bullets would work as he wished, but the 7th bullet was the devil's bullet, which would hit whatever target the devil desired. The prince ordered Max to shoot at the door. At the moment, it appeared with the hermits. The devil guided the bullet and caused Max to fire like a ball. "Stop, Max! No shooting! It's me! It's me!" They called out to Max not to shoot, but Max already pulled the trigger. The shot resounded, and the scream and fell to the ground. Did she die? Luckily, the hermit's blessing was stronger than the power of the devil. He used her bridal ring to deflect the bullet, which struck Casper at last. The devil seized on Casper and took him off to the hell. Max confessed everything. The prince pronounced angrily the sentence of banishment. However, the hermit instead felt love, forgave love, and fell losing her because Max made a mistake. He suggested professional years as vanity. If Max ever falls their life, he will gain forgiveness and be permitted to marry Agatha. The prince agreed and said, "I myself will place the hand of Agatha. That the Max's probation is over." The story ended with a singing prayer of thanks. Thanks for listening. Have a nice day.
3分18秒。
10号请上台。
I'm going to tell a story. The enormous honey. The enormous honey. Wake up, the old man, says the old lady. Here are some honey seeds. The sun is up. The sky is blue. Go and plant the honey seeds. Okay, okay, says the old man. I dig, dig, dig. I dig a hole, sings the old man. I drop, drop, drop. I drop the seeds. It is raining, says the turnip seeds. They are happy. They sing, rain,
door, we get bigger up. Look at me, I'm tall, says Turnip 1. I'm very tall, says Turnip 2. I'm very tall, says Turnip 3. No, look at me, I'm enormous, says Turnip 4. Wow! Shouts the down, right, left. But they can pour out the enormous turnip. The little boy looks for help. Big dog, he says, come here please. Let's pour out the enormous turnip. The big dog pulls the little boy. The little boy pulls the old lady. The old lady pulls the old man. And the old man pulls the enormous turnip. Let's walk up, down, right, left. Up pops the enormous turnip. Hooray! They shout. Let us sit down for an enormous turnip dinner. Yummy, yummy! What a tasty turnip! That's all my story. Thank you for listening.
时间4分12秒，不扣分。
Good morning, everyone. My name is Steven. Today I tell you a story, The Frog Prince. Frog Prince. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess. She was so beautiful. The princess, whose name was Elizabeth, loved to play, and her favorite plaything was a golden ball. One day, she was out with her friend and said, I want to play. Why shall we play a golden ball? I'm tired of dressing you up and down and throw you in the air. So let's study to play a new game. The golden ball would jump and the princess would try to catch it. It was fun to get, but the golden ball forgot to be careful. So he fell down, down, down to the well. The princess called down the well. Golden ball, where are you? But there was no reply. The princess cried so hard that her ear became very large and rough. Her ear walked out the frog, lived in the well. Suddenly, the frog jumped up to the very top of the well. Please, princess, don't weep, said the frog. I can help you. If I do, what will you give me if I fetch up your ball? I'll give me anything you want, said the princess. My straw dress, my necklace, clothes, and my golden crown. No, the frog said, I don't want any of those things. What I want is to sit with your supper, and eat from golden plate, and sleep on your silk pillow. Promise me this thing, and I'll help you. Oh, I promise, said the princess. And with that, the frog disappeared down the well. And about a minute later, with golden ball. The princess was so happy to see the toy again, and she ran off with it. The frog chased after her. Stop, please wait for me. But the Elizabeth didn't hear the frog. When the Elizabeth got back to her castle, she slammed the door, and the frog was left outside. Hours passed by. The frog had been waiting Elizabeth all night, and was very tired and hungry. The king had heard the promise the princess had made to the frog, so he commanded her to keep her promise. The frog followed Elizabeth wherever she went that night. When it was bedtime, the frog went into her bedroom and to lay a silk pillow, just as she promised he would. Elizabeth got angry at the frog and jumped out of the bed and ran over to where he was. She picked him up and threw him against the wall. As he fell, a strange thing happened. A blue-white light began to rise up around the frog, and all at once the frog disappeared, and in its place was a handsome prince. The prince, whose name was Edward, said, "Long ago, the witch put a spell over me, because I wouldn't give her my faithful servant Henry, lest she took a fancy to him. So she cast a spell upon me. It's only conjured of the princess who break, and now the spell is broken." And then he asked for her marry him, and the Elizabeth said yes. The people cheered when they saw the new bride the princess had brought back with him. So the Elizabeth and the Edward lived happily ever after, and never again did the princess break her promise. And that's the end of my story. Thank you for your listening.
时间4分钟，不扣分。好，15号同学请上台，16号同学请准备。
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to tell us the story. The story is The Shoemaker and the Elves. Today is a rainy day. The shoemaker and his wife are sad. We have no money and no food, they said. Let's make some shoes, says his wife. I saw and grew, I cut and hammered, Ouch, my son, says the shoemaker. Oh, I'm tired, says the shoemaker. Let's go to bed, says his wife. Tomorrow morning, I can help you make more shoes. Oh, Peter Patter, here comes some tiny little elves. They want to help the shoemaker and his wife. They are happy helpers. Look, I see some shoes on the table. I did not make those shoes, did you? Asked the shoemaker. Not me, says his wife. Then who? He asked. Big shoes for sale, little shoes for sale. Who wants to buy some shoes? I want big shoes, says the man. I want little shoes, says the girl. Look, 1, 2, 3. We have some money, says the shoemaker. Now we can buy some food and we can have this poor little boy, says his wife. Let's make some more shoes. Ouch, my picky. My finger hurts, says his wife. I want to go to bed. Tomorrow I can help you make more shoes. Oh, Peter Patter, here comes the tiny little elves. I like to cut and sing, la. I like to stop and dance. I like to glue and drink. Wake up, shout the elves. Look, I see some shoes. I did not make those shoes, did you? Asked the shoemaker. Not me, says his wife. Then who? He asked. Big shoes for sale, little shoes for sale. Blue shoes for sale, pink shoes for sale. Who wants to buy some shoes? I want big shoes. I want little shoes. I want blue shoes. I want pink shoes. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have more money, says the shoemaker. Now we can buy more food and we can let poor little girl, says his wife. This food is good, we are lucky. But who is helping us make the shoes? Asked the shoemaker. I don't know. We can hide and see, says his wife. Look, I see elves. They are so tiny and cute. They are little helpers. I want to help the elves. Let's make some tiny elf clothes, says the shoemaker. Good idea, says his wife. Ouch, my head. Let's hide and look at the elves. Oh, Peter Patter, here comes the tiny little elves again. Look, I see some clothes on the chair. The elves are very happy to put on the new clothes. I like my shirt. I like my hat. I like my suit. I like my bow tie. The shoemaker and his wife have a lot of money. We are happy, they say. Now we can help all the poor little boys and girls. Thank you for your listening.
Good morning, everyone. I'm number 16.
Today, I want to tell you a story about the zebra story. Long, long ago, there were no zebras, but there were a lot of donkeys. The donkeys worked hard each and every day. They had no time to play or to relax. It was just work, work, work. The donkeys carried heavy bundles. They carried the bundles for miles, but they never felt appreciated for the work they did. One day, two donkeys got fed up. They decided they did not want to work all the time. Instead, they wanted to graze in green fields. They wanted to drink from clear streams, and they wanted to lie on soft grass. The donkeys went to see a wise old man. They told him their problem. The wise old man thought and thought. He agreed that they worked too hard, and he wanted to help the donkeys. Then, suddenly, the wise old man jumped up. "I have an idea," he said. "What is your idea?" asked the donkeys. "I am going to pet you," said the man. "I will pet you, and no one will know you are donkeys." The wise old man went off to find some pets, and he returned in just a matter of minutes. He had two pots of pets. One pot was filled with white pets, and the other was filled with black pets. The old man began to pet more donkeys. First, he painted them white, and then he painted them black stripes over the white pets. When he was finished, the donkeys did not look at all like donkeys. "You no longer look like donkeys," he said. "Everyone will be fooled. I will call you something else. I will call you zebras." The zebras went off to grass. No one bothered them, and they did not have to work. Instead, they lay in the grass and slept. Soon, other donkeys saw the zebras. They asked the zebras where they came from. When the zebra told the donkeys their secret, the donkeys all rushed to see the wise old man. "Make us into zebra too," they pleaded. So the wise old man petted more donkeys. As he did, more and more donkeys came. The old man could not pet fast enough. Soon, the donkeys became impatient. They began to kick and stir about, and they knocked over the white pet. There were no more white pets. The panted donkeys ran off to become zebras. The unpanted donkeys, because of their impatience, had to return to work. This is why both donkeys and zebras roam the earth. This is also why it is important to be patient. My story is over. Thank you very much.
Story: The Golden Arm. Long ago in England, there lived a man who traveled the land all over in search of a wife. He saw young and old, rich and poor, pretty and plain, but couldn't find one to his liking. At last, he found a woman, young, fair, and rich. What's more, her left arm was made of solid gold, from her shoulder all the way down to the tips of her fingers. He married her at once. They settled in a small village and lived quite happily, but the woman often wondered if her husband loved her even half as much as he loved her golden arm. So every night she would say to him, "If I die first, you must promise to bury me with my golden arm." And every night her husband would reply, "But of course, dear." Sure enough, the wife did die before her husband. He wore a blackest black and put on the saddest face at her funeral. But that night he lay awake, thinking about the golden arm and all the things that he could buy with it. Finally, he got out of bed, charged up the hill to the dark graveyard. He dug up the body, grabbed the golden arm and hid it inside his coat. On the way home, the harsh wind began to blow, and the man shivered and shook, because the golden arm was as cold as ice. When he finally got home, he jumped into bed and crawled underneath the cover, trying to warm himself up. He put the golden arm underneath the pillow next to him. At last, he managed to stop shaking, but then suddenly he heard a voice way off down the road saying, "Where's my golden arm? Who's got my golden arm?" The man thought he must be hearing things. It was probably just the wind. But a few minutes later, there was that same voice. But this time, it sounded as if it was right at his front door. "Who's got my golden arm?" Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm number 70. I'm going to tell a story about the sky falling. The sky falling. One day, our trip was walking through the forest. A chestnut fell and hit him on his head. "Oh no! The sky's falling!" he cried. "I must run and hide somewhere." He ran and ran until he ran into Honey Hen. "Run, Honey, run! The sky's falling!" he cried. "We must run and hide somewhere." "How do you know?" asked Honey Hen. "Put down your hat," Holly said. "Oh no, this is awful. We must run and hide somewhere." They ran and ran until they ran into the same duck. "Run, Jenny, run! The sky's falling!" they cried. "We must run and hide somewhere." "How do you know?" asked the duck. "Put down your hat," Holly said. "Oh no, this is awful. We must run and hide somewhere." They ran and ran, and they met Fox. "Run, Fox, run! The sky's falling!" they cried. "We must run and hide somewhere." "How do you know?" asked Fox. "You put down your hat," Holly said. "Oh, I see," said Fox. "Yes, we must run and hide somewhere. I know a good place to hide. Come and follow me." Holly, Henny, and Danny followed Fox. He led him to his den. The sky never fell.
One, I'll tell you the story. The story name is The Lazy Farmer. The Lazy Farmer. Once upon a time, there was a farmer who liked to eat but hated to work. Instead of working hard, he daydreamed all day long about becoming a rich man. One day, he found a plenty of ripe corn in a cornfield of a neighboring village. He thought himself, "This must be the big chance that God gives to me." He quietly sneaked into the cornfield and picked a whole bed of corn. He thought happily, "If I sell these corns in the market, I will earn a lot of money. Then I can buy a pair of chickens. The chickens will grow up and have chicks. Before long, I'll have a flock of chickens. Then I can sell the chickens and buy a sheep. The sheep will have lambs. After the lambs grow up, I can sell them for a bunch of money and buy a cow. The cow will give birth to calves. I'll raise the cows and then sell them as they grow up. Thus, I will earn much more money. At that time, I will be able to buy a land to plant various fruit trees. I'll hire workers to water, weed, and take care of those trees. After the trees blossom and fruit, I'll have guards to watch the orchard. So I'll have fresh fruit to eat every day without worrying about those greedy ladies fellow who may come to steal them. The more the farmer daydreamed, the more he was pleased. Finally, he forgot he was stealing corn and laughed loudly. His sound of laughter was so loud that the farmer of the neighboring village heard them. The owner of the cornfield yelled right away, "Thief! Catch the thief! Damn thief! How dare you not?"
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Do you lie? Don't lie. Well, lies may not always be bad. We sometimes tell white lies to make other people feel better. And that's why I always tell my mom to say as pretty as she really means. My name's Robbie, and it's an honor to share with you a story about how lies change an emperor's mood. It was walking. His palace was so big that there was even a theme park with the circus inside. But looking was still very bored every day. He had to be on all ride more than 10 times. He had seen all the clown's tricks and he had heard all the storyteller's tales and was good enough to win the golden apple. Then one day, an old woman came in. She was carrying a very big pot. The woman looked nothing special. Her action was so slow. The king looked at her pot and asked, "Do you need a pot to tell your story?" She answered, "Oh no, your majesty. I need this pot to collect the gold you owe me. You borrowed the gold from me last week." The king shouted angrily, "Are you crazy? A pot full of gold? Do you know how much that is? I never owe you anything. Liar, this is the biggest lie I've ever heard." Moving this story got the king and smiled. "Is that true, my lord? The golden apple is mine." The king knew he had been tricked, so he said, "Well done. You have won the contest and the apple is yours." Ladies and gentlemen, this much will make can have you for a few weeks, so lies may be good, right? Thank you for your attention. Hope you like the story.
好，来，我们时间是。
Everyone, today I'm going to tell you a story about the buffalo. In a far, far forest lived a little brown mouse. One day he took straw to a deep dark wood. A fox saw him. "Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come for lunch in my house," said the fox. "It is very kind of you, fox, but now I'm going to meet a buffalo," the mouse replied. "A buffalo? What's a buffalo?" Fox asked. "A buffalo? Didn't you know? He has terrible claws and terrible teeth in his terrible jaws." "Where are you meeting him?" "Here, and his favorite food is
Goodbye, little mouse. Fox ran away. The mouse was very happy. The mouse went out and the snake saw him. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come for free in my house, said the snake. It's really good of you, snake, but now I'm going to meet a buffalo. The mouse replied. A gruffalo? What's a gruffalo? Snake asked. A gruffalo? Don't you know? His eyes are orange, and he has purple prickles all over his back. Where are you meeting him? Here, and his favorite food is scramble snake. Scramble snake? Goodbye, little mouse. Away snake flew. The mouse was very happy. Oh no, my goodness.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I'll tell you a story. Rabbit's riding horse. Tiger and rabbit were long-standing enemies. Rabbit chased always when Tiger looked like a fool. There was a time Rabbit convinced Tiger that the reflection of the moving ball was a big ball of cheese. Tiger dove to get it and nearly dropped. There was a time Rabbit told Tiger that a hurricane was coming. Tiger begged Rabbit to tie him to a tree so he wouldn't blow away. Of course, there was really no storm at all. The other animals nearly died laughing as they watched Tiger struggle to get free. Tiger had enough. More than anything else, he wanted to catch Rabbit and gobble him down. Little did he know that Rabbit had yet to pay the biggest trick of all. One day, Rabbit heard some people in town talking about how brave and fearless Tiger was. Rabbit giggled and laughed so loudly he nearly split his very heart. When he finally calmed down, the people asked, "Rabbit, what are you laughing about? Did you say Tiger is brave and fearless? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Why? Tiger is so afraid of me. Let's see, let's music as my riding horse." "What?" cried the people. "You ride Tiger like an everyday horse?" "That's right," answered Rabbit. "In fact, I'll make the bet that I can ride him right through the streets of town." The people were eager to see that, so they quickly agreed. The very day, Rabbit sent a letter to Tiger apologizing for all the tricks he had played. He explained that he wasn't wolf and that Tiger should come to his house and eat him up. When Tiger arrived, he found Rabbit lying in bed, rolling and rolling with a handkerchief wrapped around his head. "Oh, Tiger," moaned Rabbit, "go ahead and eat me up. It will serve me right for all the tricks I've played on you. But I can eat you now. If you pack me under that bed, I might catch a limp you've got. Then, take me home with you, so you can eat me as soon as I'm warm," groaned Rabbit. "That's a good idea," agreed Tiger. Rabbit smiled to himself. His brain was working just as he had expected. Rabbit got out of bed, but pretended to go down. So Tiger said he'd carry Rabbit to his house. Rabbit climbed on Tiger's back, but soon he cried, "Tiger, I can't ride on you without a saddle and reins. Here, let's remove them on you." After Tiger was saddled up, Rabbit mounted him and said, "All right, Tiger, I'm ready, but please hurry so I can get back to bed. Then a shortcut to town so we can get to your house as soon as possible." Rabbit jumped on the reins, and Tiger started to run. When they got near town, Rabbit dug a pin into Tiger's sides. Tiger sped through the trees, while the townspeople watched.